Body art is an interesting part of many indigenous groups in Latin America. Through paint, piercings, and other interesting ornamentations, the native groups represent a unique culture. One interesting alteration of the body is the lip disc or lip plate that is a part of Suya culture. The Suya are an indigenous group in Brazil, but this practice has been implemented by various tribes in Africa as well. In this practice, men carve plates out of different sizes of wood. The man then removes the previous smaller plate and replaces it with a new one. In Suya culture, masculinity is represented by the size of the lip plate. The Tapirape people of northern Brazil take part in body art through the use of body marking and scarification. Different types of ink and dye are used to mark the members of the tribe. The markings are different for everyone, used to signify age, gender, and social standing. Scarification is a technique used for women who are newly married but without children. In this practice, a shaman carves a half-moon design into the woman's cheeks and chin, signifying that she is a married woman. Finally, there are several other groups located in the Gran Chaco region of South America that practice tattooing. This process of tattooing and their representation are much different than they are with mainstream culture. Women in the Abipon, Toba, and Filagra groups are adorned with tattoos by using the spine of a cactus. When they become of age, beauty is gained through the markings on their face, arms, and body. Although many of these practices may seem a bit painful or a bit odd, they have been an essential part of indigenous culture in Latin America for many years.
In the cities of Latin America today, it appears that tattoos have been narrowed down and stereotyped to gang members and criminals. This is because of the gang Mara Salvatrucha, also known as MS-13, has taken over these areas. This is true especially in El Salvador, the gang's birthplace, where having tattoos almost instantly portrays you as being gang affiliated and immediately gains unwanted attention, whether it be from other gangs or the police. It is clear to see that these gangs in the cities of Latin America have given tattoos a bad look in everyone's eye, as opposed to the indigenous people of these areas, where tattoos have more respected meanings. In the cities, having tattoos puts you among criminals and gang members. In indigenous tribes, however, tattoos are forms of culture, representing social ranking, free expression, and dominance. But in the cities, tattoos rank you among the worst and give you a bad impression in the public eye.
Within Latin America, there are people of light skin to darker skin and everything in between. We tend to judge people from their cover. A lot of people in Mexico, for example, are Mexicans of European descent, who are generally those of light skin and predominantly European features. As we move forward to Central America, Honduras, for example, has many Hondurans that are darker brown, such as this Honduran beauty pageant winner and Carlos Pavon. Both are very dark skin color, but yet are Hispanic speakers. If they were to walk around in Honduras or any other Latin country and they were not famous for what they did, would you be able to tell the difference? Why is it that this is such an issue? When a white, for example, goes to a Latin country and has maybe a tattoo, why would that affect the way we view them? Why is that?
Machismo. Almost everyone has heard of this word, and most people know what it means. The ideal expectation of a Latin American man is that he is strong, handsome, economically successful, a risk-taker, heterosexual, honorable, and powerful. This is the stereotype which dominates the region of Latin America. The man of the house is to be the dictator and the breadwinner. Going along with the image of machismo, the male body also must portray the same qualities. A man is perceived as macho if he is tall, well-built, and handsome with striking features and long hair. His body, as well as his attitude, must portray strength. Theoretically, any man who does not portray these qualities of machismo is considered weak, feminine, incapable, and disappointing. They then become laughable to other, more macho men. However, modern-day research has shown that this stereotype is simply an outdated idea. In reality, most men are not as violent and as forceful as the machismo concept might suggest. However, the aspect of machismo dealing with honor and pride is still taken seriously. As of lately, the presence and power of machismo is changing. Men have seen the strength of women, they have seen single mothers raise children after a selfish male has abandoned them. They have seen grandmothers fill in for these absentee fathers. and more recently they have seen more female leaders. As women move up in the world in terms of politics, education, and occupation, Latin American men are realizing that they also have the power to break away from their own stereotype. The degree of machismo that is still present in Latin America varies by country. Overall, a small subtle change is occurring. Men are getting jobs with more flexible hours or working from home, and in turn spending more time helping out at home and interacting with their children. However, this is not enough to shake the preconceived stereotype. Men can do small things to try and break down the stereotype, but so far, there is no real change in the perception of the male figure in Latin America.
Similar to men, women also battle with the issue of body image on an everyday basis. The struggles that are present for women differ from those of men, such as having the perfect thin body can lead to low self-esteem, eating disorders, depression, and decreased performance in school or extracurricular activities. In a study for the ideal female body, 30% of males and 43% of females chose an extremely thin silhouette as attractive, and 48% of males and 30% of females chose a slender silhouette. Research has shown that family and peers are major factors of the female body image in Latin America, but primarily the media. We live in a world where we are constantly seeing famous actresses like Eva Longoria, Kate del Castillo, Maite Perroni, Shakira, and even certain beauty pageant contestants with the ideal body that society tells us we all must have. This only makes it harder on adolescent girls to be happy with their bodies. Furthermore, because Latin American women watch 4 more hours of television every day than other ethnicity groups, they are more exposed to negative images, making strong comparisons to the media's perception of ideal, when in reality, the media should not have the power to dictate what we should all look like. Every woman is beautiful in her own special way, and when she doesn't try to change, her genuine beauty really shines.
There is an extensive amount of research and empirical observations currently being conducted globally concerning eating disorders and body image concerns around the world, including North America, Europe, and South America. 2 of the largest countries in Latin America also boast 2 of the largest populations experiencing eating and body disorders. These 2 countries are Argentina and Brazil. According to Levi Gammon, the prevalence of disordered eating and body image issues is well known within the country of Argentina, and the atmosphere of the marketplace is replete with an array of goods and services that cater to customers seeking aesthetic perfection. The emergence of modern marketing ploys by foreign and local conglomerates and political entities suggests that they control the vital aspect of consumerism, which in theory holds a direct correlation to the aesthetic disorders created in populations. Due to this, people of Argentina feel that one does not exist if they cannot obtain attention by having an attractive or ideal figure. This is a quote by Romer in respect to the ideology of Argentina and body image. The observance of behavioral patterns and attitudes social and cultural spectrum, but the problem is growing. Research conducted by National Institutes of Statistics and Census gives accounts that upwards of 78 to 82% of women in Argentina consider themselves being thin as a fundamental property instilled in beauty and success. In 1998, Argentina's national newspaper conducted a poll in which women ranging from 18 to 50 years old were asked questions concerning their weight and their thoughts on it. A high percentage of these women were considered of average weight limit, yet, despite this, 60% of the women who participated in this poll deemed themselves overweight. The issues concerning body image and eating disorders do not just affect women but also men. Other results derived from these polls and research show that nearly 55% of men have taken some sort of action to ensure that they would decrease their body size. These studies made on body image disorders shed light on the perceived importance of a slender body, but it also reveals the Argentine state of mind on those who are deemed overweight. There is an obvious and apparent social stigma carried in these countries with high eating and body image disorders. People who are overweight are often associated with people who are disorganized, lazy, unsuccessful, or just as opposed to slender people who are usually seen as graceful, beautiful, successful, elegant, and other positive attributes. Once one understands the social point of view on those who are overweight or fit held by the public, it's easy to understand why the desire to slim down and possess an aesthetically pleasing body is at an all-time high, and results in people doing absolutely anything to achieve that desire.